Aha! I'm back with Pablo again. So last time we showed one player sleep, nice and easy, lets us sleep in a bed when everybody else is online. But today we're going to be covering that colorful box on the right of my screen that's changing. So some of you might remember quite an old video of mine where I showed how to do this in 1.12. If I'm not mistaken, that setup still works, but you're going to need different commands to run the command blocks, although you know, we're in the land of 1.13. We use Datapacks for all this, and that's kind of what we're talking about. So to install this Datapack, you kind of just need to go to the GitHub that I've shown in all of the other videos and then download this for yourself. I just have it on another screen. You're going to need the Scoreboards tab, and I believe you need Slow Tick as well.
Yep.
And then this will give you everything you need. Pablo might have to walk me through here how some of these are set up and how you actually get the scoreboard cycle running on your server, or is it just automatic?
No, as soon as you drag and drop all of those Datapacks and you reload or restart the world, that's it. It's running.
So there you go. And if you want to edit this, you do /trigger.sb cycle set 1. Set it to any value above 0, as far as I'm aware, and it'll just toggle it. And then it'll.
You can actually do triggers without this set. It would
Oh,
by
really?
default set 1.
Am I just old school?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm just old school. You know, back in my day, we had to use these command blocks with data values and. All right. Well, nowadays you can just do /trigger. I didn't even know that, honestly. All right. Well, that'll just.
Use it for spectator.
We do use them for spectator, don't we? All right, well, that'll just freeze it on whatever scoreboard you have locked on the cycle, and then you'll be free to, you know, just change it. Again, I'm old school, but I usually do the /scoreboard objectives, etc., but for the sake of this pack and demonstrating all of its possibilities, we'll show you /trigger. If we want to do big skeletons, because our boy Southern's at the Wither Farm, then we can do that. It'll change it over to the big skeleton scoreboard, and it'll update every single time he kills a Wither skeleton. So right now he's at the farm running it. So this value will be ever increasing to my crown jewel of almost over 250,000 skeletons. He's been running this farm nonstop for like 3 days. I digress. So that's the functionality. You have the trigger, the actual scoreboards on the cycle. Now, if you actually want to edit the cycle, you're gonna have to go through here. So you need to download the Datapacks master. It'll give you all of our different data packs that we've been showing in these videos. You're going to want to navigate to the scoreboard, data, scoreboards, functions, and then you're going to want to go through here. I would highly recommend installing Notepad++ if you haven't already. If you've seen any of the other videos and even followed them to install them, you probably have Notepad++. You're going to need to change quite a few things. If you haven't installed anything yet, does the objectives add run the first time? Is it even worth changing this, Pablo?
Yes, it does run.
Okay. So if you want to add any objectives to this, you can honestly just make a new line and then name it whatever you want, and then you can add a new Minecraft thing. So all this is the scoreboard objectives add doesn't change. Then we have the name of our scoreboard, then the actual command used to enter it, and then the actual nickname of the command. So the command, we're going to name it, Dragon Eggs Laid. That'll be the trigger. And then we wanted it to be named or displayed as Dragon Eggs Laid. So another one of these examples, if I can actually Control F big, if we can find the big skeletons, you can see that apparently this was actually named Big Skeletons. This was not known to me, but we can change this to be called whatever we want on Minerva. And that's just a good way to do that. If you want to add any scoreboards, you can do that. However, a lot of this is only going to get annoying if you want to add scoreboards. As far as I'm aware, on Minerva, we've pretty much covered most of the relevant scoreboards, like most of the blocks crafted, blocks mined, etc. And if you're going to be starting a new world, it's highly recommended to do this as soon as possible, because once you've killed a wither skeleton that hasn't been added to the scoreboard, it's really annoying to update, every single scoreboard that's been changed. Now, you can always do different scoreboard commands. I'll link the Minecraft wiki below to update your data for each individual player. But on a server like Minerva, if we've been playing for over a month and we suddenly want to keep track of, how much string you've picked up, we're going to need to go through everybody's statistics and find string. And it's just a whole mess. So make sure to get all your scoreboards in as soon as possible. Now, most of this is only relevant if you're starting a new world, but you're going to want to change the objectives add to get it on there. You're going to want to add a trigger. I don't actually remember why we use dot, but we do. You can do /trigger add dot and then the name of the scoreboard you want to use. And then for the check triggers, you're going to need to execute if entity. You know, all of this is the same, but change your trigger name right here. That's the only thing you're going to have to edit if you make a new line. And then reset, you're going to need to add it in here. And then enable, you're going to need to add it in here. By add it in here, I mean just take pack dice, copy it, go down a line, paste it, change this to your name here. And then just like that, you've added it to the list. And if I'm not mistaken, that should function. Every 5 seconds, your scoreboard will cycle on your screen and everybody will be able to see, you know, what you've got going on. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a little bit of added functionality to re-enable the scoreboard over time. But Pablo's since disabled this because we had complaints from the members.
No, basically when you disable the scoreboard, it will be disabled for 1 hour. There's a 720 number on the trigger to disable the scoreboard. If you change that to a bigger number, then it will be disabled for longer. But
Okay.
that's still the same.
So this negative 720, if we make this larger, it'll just...
Yeah,
No.
it's 720 times 5 seconds.
So there you go.
Which is 1 hour.
Aha, we forgot something. So Pablo and I are coming in after recording this to mention that the AFK Detect data pack in the pack that I can show right here is also something you can download. We weren't going to make a dedicated video for this because it mostly just affects the scoreboards. So if I can do /scoreboard objective, see, again, I'm old school, set display, sidebar, time played, you will see that our scores go up as we're playing. However, something that we've had complaints about after quite a lot of years of hosting Minerva is that when people go AFK, this number just continues going up. And that's kind of annoying. Yeah, Pablo's very proud of his lifetime. What we've done
I want to see if Southern was there.
yeah, I don't think he is, because we've been wanting to demonstrate this on Southern, who is AFK right now. Now, what this means is if you've installed the AFK Detect scoreboard, it will basically subtract 100 from your score every 100 ticks, and that's it. Your score will not go up any higher if you're tagged as AFK, and it'll just keep resetting itself. So Pablo set himself to AFK. He's taken the fall because he's actually playing right now. You can see his score will just keep resetting to when he was detected as AFK. That way, you know, you can't AFK to the top of the time played. And by AFK, I mean, like, you know, Johnny can't just run his PC overnight and then be kingpin of the server. He has to actually work for it. So if Pablo moves right now, he will no longer be detected as AFK, and he should be set back to normal, and his lifetime will be free to go up high and accurate. So that's it. Okay, so with the editing timeline behind me, you guys can see that I'm coming in way after the fact with this, but we forgot to show one of the most important functions of the cycle, and that is, you know, the actual cycle. So this is a file that you have within your pack. If I can actually pull it up here because I closed it. If you go to the Datapacks master, which is the full list, the scoreboards data, inside of the scoreboards pack, you'll have all of your different functions. If you open up the cycle pack in Notepad++, so you can just see it and edit it, there's a lot of data here, but it's not that complicated. So all of this is basically like, this is just how it triggers, and then this is just how it, you know, adds the players. What this number here is, and is all you need to worry about. So 14 scoreboards is how many we have cycling on Minerva right now. These are all the different packs that we have installed. It just goes from 0, 1, 2, all the way to 14. So what all you have to do to actually add a scoreboard is take these two lines, you add the objectives, set display sidebar, whatever the name of the objective you're trying to add is. I should note that you are going to have to look up the scoreboards in the description below. I said I'd link the wiki. You guys can just add the scoreboard you want. Like my example, if you want to add string picked up, then you should, you know, go through the stat dot or whatever they changed in 1.13. Again, I'm old school. I don't even know all the new commands. That's why we set up data packs to do this. You would just name whatever, change, you know, add this, and then go down one area, change the name to whatever your string picked up is. If you want to tack it on at the end, then you just do Alt, highlight both of those lines, change it to 14, make this 15, and then change this color to whatever you want. If you want your thing to be white, then I think the default might be white. Yeah, it should work just fine. Now, there are a couple of little savers that we did in here. If I can try and find it live right now, it should be this one right here. So time played and lifetime on Minerva are both green. So we kind of skipped this second command to make the color green. that's not necessary, you guys, but if you have two colors back to back, or if you just have one color, then you only need to set the default color once, and then just have all of these commands that changes the name. So to go through that one more time, just in case I confused you, these numbers right here in the middle only count through the scoreboard. You need to have, starting at 0, the scoreboard that you're modifying, and then the color it's changing to. Again, if you're not going to be changing the color throughout, you only need to enter this in once. And then for each new scoreboard, or whatever color it changes to, you add the next number. So next is Nether Smashed, it turns to red. These both need to go on 1. And then the next one is Iron. We change the color to white. These both go on 2. And then Slime Blocks are green. They're 3. Glowstone's gold. It's 4. You know, and then you just go down the list. You guys can modify these to whatever kind of thing you want. You guys can just have like Iron Made and Slime Blocked going back and forth, or I've had it where, like, if Southern's over there farming the Wither Skeleton farm with big skeletons, and I'm over here mining stone at the perimeter, you guys can edit your cycle to just have these two commands running, and then they'll be switching between 1 and 2, and then I'll have this thing reset at 2 run scoreboards, so it'll be just a 0 and 1. And that way it'll just switch between, you know, his Wither Skeletons and my Stone Crushed every 5 seconds. And if you don't want it to be 5 seconds, then I think you need to go back to what I showed earlier, which might be toggle cycle, or... Okay, not gonna lie, I looked through these. I don't even know which one changes it, but I think 5 seconds is good. I'm gonna leave that one alone. It might even be in here. I don't know. Pablo set all this up. I haven't... You know, I haven't pretended that that's otherwise. So hopefully this guide is clear enough to help you change these scoreboards. This might be super complicated if you've never done anything like this before, but you just got to realize that it like, yeah, this is a lot of text, but truly we're looking at 2 things. We're looking at a command to change the scoreboard. All you need to do is worry about the name, and a command to change the color. That's it. And honestly, if you wanted this to be under the player's name or on the list when you hit tab, you can change set display to like list. And then, like, that would just, you know what I mean. If you know about scoreboards, then none of this should be new to you. So, hopefully this is clear enough. Well, hopefully that wasn't too complicated, you guys. I think I went through this pretty smoothly. All of these files, as I've just shown, will be in this folder right here. Link below, you'll have the Datapack master, all of the different scoreboards that we use on Minerva. Again, if you don't want to actually change your scoreboards, then you could ignore most of what I've said in this video, and you guys can just enjoy all of your commands cycling through here, all your scoreboards cycling through here, and you can have all your statistics displayed on your server. Everything linked below. Check out our other videos on the subject, and thanks for watching, you guys.